Every business owner out there that I know that I've come across in the last 5 years or so is so stressed out. Every single one of them. I see it on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, all the platforms, and I get emails all the time promoting different products. And honestly, it got me thinking. And I used to be in a position like that. I used to be in a position where I was really stressed all the time. And it was a position where, for example, calls really take it out of me, right? They make me exhausted. And I don't know, maybe it's just a personal preference, but I like to over deliver, so I don't really restrict my calls to 1 hour or little 15-minute calls, right? I could be on the calls for 2.5 hours at times because I always over deliver. And the reality is that really exhausts me. As a person, taking those calls exhausts me. So if I basically cap the amount of people that I'm working with, one on one to three people every quarter. That's it. I don't do any more than that. And the reason for that is because that's a nice number for me where the call volume or the call intensity isn't too high, where I can always over deliver, I can always be there, but I don't have to push it too hard. And I can build the business that I'm looking for, which is a lifestyle business. I want it to fit the lifestyle. Whereas every other person you see out there, and again, I was in that trap, they're all focused on profit. They're all focused on revenue and driving that forwards. And, I see the content out there too. I see it. I do follow Alex Ramosi. I follow his content, and at times I dip in and out of it, and I enjoy it. But it is not really a lifestyle that I wanna build. I don't want to build a company that's $100 million. I have no interest in doing so. I want to build a company that's a lifestyle business. I want to build a company where, for example, earlier in the year, I spent 6 weeks in the south of France, right? That's where I spent my winter. 2 weeks before that, I was skiing in Georgia. In a few weeks' time, I'm going to head out to Mexico City. I want that lifestyle where I'm not tied to a desk. And it's not a case of crazy Lamborghinis and yacht parties and all that kind of stuff. That isn't me. I'm a dog guy, right? I've got dogs. We have horses as well. And I enjoy playing golf. I like my lifestyle. And that's the key. That's how I wanted to build the business. And I don't think people talk a lot about this. I really don't think that this is a focus. So for me, it's not a case of pushing as hard as I possibly can all the time. And you'll see it from your email inbox. If you've ever signed up to an email list before, you get emails all the time, constantly promoting something, a new launch, new product deadline, special deadline before it expires. It's constant, right? And I just personally couldn't keep up with it, didn't want to keep up with this. So I don't care if someone launches something and competes, or it doesn't bother me because that's not my goal. My goal is to deliver value, and my goal is to have a stress-free life. I don't want the stress. I want to enjoy what I do. I want to enjoy and look forward to waking up on a Monday, and I want to enjoy building the business without the stress element of it. And that's what I encourage you to do. I'd encourage you to really reconsider what you're trying to do. Just because the content in certain areas pushes you towards one direction, it doesn't mean that that's the only direction you can choose, right? You build a business that fits the lifestyle that you want to live. Vision is not only monetary. It's not just about that Rolex or the Lamborghini or whatever, right? It's about building that business. It's about if you want to go hiking in the morning, Monday to Friday, most mornings we take the dogs hiking quite consistently, right? That's how I spend the mornings. And that could go till 11 a.m. because that's the business that we built. That was the whole purpose. That was the concept, the goal of the business, to build that lifestyle. So I really think you need to reconsider, or when you're planning out your business, I think you need to consider the type of life that you want. Not just will this business work, won't this business work? Will this business give you the lifestyle that you're looking for? Now, there's a lot of talk in the market right now about recessions and cutbacks and layoffs everywhere, left, right, and center, market crashes, right? It's everywhere. But the reality is, those sort of events really, really impact you when your only focus is revenue, when it's only on profit. Why? Because you have to have a much larger share of the market with those higher, let's say, usually it's higher ticket products. You've got to have a much higher component of the market. You've got that sensitivity when some of your market can't afford those products anymore, it's going to hurt you. Absolutely. But when you take a step back and you build a business where you deliver value, it doesn't really matter because it only shifts into people come into your sphere. People come into your side of the market because you don't rush them. You don't push them through and try to send them as fast as you possibly can into high ticket products to grab that cash. You let it naturally happen. And that's the beauty of it. So There's different types of business models out there, and it doesn't have to be the way that you're pushed on social media all the time. It can be built around your lifestyle. If you have a family life, if you have kids and you want to take a trip with the kids, or if you want to spend more time, if you want to spend your morning dropping the kids off at school, if you want to spend your morning like me, walking your dogs, or we've got horses as well, so we go and see the horses, or I play golf quite often. If you want to spend your winters traveling or whatever you please, you can do this. You just have to build the lifestyle around it. And it isn't always about push the profit, because that isn't life, right? The reality is we're all going to end up in the same place. So you should enjoy what you do. You should build what you enjoy. That's the secret behind everything we do. And there's one guy, and I haven't followed too much of his content before, but I've heard through different people that he basically does one launch per year and spends the rest of his time surfing in California. What a life that sounds like, right? You do one launch per year. Yes, you run campaigns throughout the year to generate leads for it, but you do one launch and that's it. That's possible. That is a reality in life. Now, I'm not saying that's what you have to go for. That's probably not realistic for everyone. I don't even know how he does that, but it sounds incredible, but I don't know how he does it. So the reality is, or what the point of this message is, and this is more raw, uncut video, is that just because there's a lot of noise in the market, just because the videos that you see everywhere focus on generate as much money as possible, the reason for that is because the demand is there, right? Everyone sees those numbers, they gravitate towards those numbers as a shiny object. But I can tell you for a fact, our business propelled, the growth multiplied tenfold. The second we stopped pushing down that path, the second I focused on value, the second I focused on delivering consistently and showing up for people and not rushing them and just really focusing on the quality of delivery, that's when everything changed. That's when everything really started to work. When I worked less hours, didn't sit at my desk at 8 a.m., didn't sit to my desk until 10 a.m. or midday sometimes, when I stopped at 5, 6, 7 p.m., run about there, when I capped my workday to those hours, things started to happen. Things started to move. I was a lot happier. Relationships were a lot stronger. We had a lot more fun traveling, and we just had a much better home life, and it was fantastic. Best thing we've ever done. Yet the business also grew. And that's not just by luck. We didn't do anything differently. We just did more because we wanted to do more. We weren't as stressed out. I wasn't pushing things. I wasn't chasing numbers every month. I took a 5-month, a 12-month goal, a plan, a 5-year plan behind that, and I worked towards that on a daily basis. And all of a sudden, things started to connect. So when it comes to things like volatility in markets, you can't be afraid of it, right? There's going to be a lot of fear mongering out there. There's going to be people saying they've got the magic solution, come and do this. No, the reality is just take a step back. Take a step back and think, what do you want? What do you want to do in life? What is it you would like that business to look like? Do you want to travel? Do you want to spend time with your family? Do you want to play golf in the morning like I do? Do you want to hike? Do you want to enjoy the sun whenever you want to? Do you want to work out, or whatever the scenario is, right? Is that what you want to do? Now, what kind of business do you want? Do you want to be working closely with people? Do you thrive off of that energy? Because I did for a long time. Do you want that recurring business where it builds up and you can focus on the build process on a daily basis, go into that creative build zone and have marketing systems build that up? Do you want that type of the business? Do you want a little hybrid of both? I prefer the hybrid of both. I have the automated side. I have the more, not completely passive, but more passive side. And it builds. But we also have that 3 people per quarter where we work one-on-one with them, right? And work closely because I enjoy it. I enjoy it at that level. If I'm trying to cram that, I don't enjoy it anymore. And it has a detrimental impact on clients. I can't give them enough attention, or as much as attention as they deserve. So we cap that, we limit it, and make sure we don't push it too far, because that's the type of business that we want. The choice is yours. You can decide to ignore all the noise in the market, and that's really what my channel focuses on, right? You can ignore all the noise in the market. You can ignore all the different things, the Instagram stories flashing big numbers and putting the pressure on you of, if you don't take action, it's your own fault right now. All that stuff, I see it all the time. And you can build ethically, you can build authentically, and you can build a process that really fits the lifestyle that you want to live. And that's what I'd highly recommend. It doesn't have to be the way you see on Instagram. There are different ways that you can do things. And honestly, I enjoy them a lot more. I enjoy what we do. I enjoy the build processes. I enjoy waking up on a Monday morning and getting to work and get into the building part, right? But I also enjoy the upsides, which is we get to travel. I can do that from anywhere. I can do it from any time zone. It doesn't really matter. That's the life of freedom. So, moral of the story, you have the choice. You don't have to follow the noise. You can come into our side of the market, our side of the world, a little quiet side, where it's more about the operations. It's more about delivering value and making other people happy. Because when you do that, you become happy too. And you have a lot less stress, a lot less variables at play. So make the choice. Make the choice not just based on the number, but based on multiple factors about the life that you want to live. Because you're going to have to live it. Every day you're going to have to wake up, right? You might as well do something you enjoy. If you want to see different models of how this can work, if you want to have a look at the type of structures that we use to build this type of lifestyle, have a look at the other videos on my channel. That's what we wrap it around. There's no sales pitches, there's nothing like that. Have a look. It's pure content, educational content on the systems and processes. Check it out. If you like it, like the video, subscribe to my channel, and if you have any questions about different business models or life in general, leave them in the comments below. I always try to respond to absolutely everybody that comments, and I really appreciate it because it helps me guide the content further as I produce more and more and more. So thanks for watching, and make sure you like and subscribe to the channel.